Imagine holding something so small, something most people would toss aside. But this tiny object could buy you an entire mansion. 3 coins, 3 survivors of history, time, and endless circulation. 3 tiny keys to fortunes most people don't even realize exist. To most, they're just old coins, nothing more than pocket change. But to collectors, each one is a life-changing treasure. A secret that could turn a simple hand into a mansion-sized fortune. Today, you're about to see how the ordinary can be extraordinary. How something overlooked, forgotten, or hidden can hold wealth that most people dream about. Stay with us, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at a nickel the same way again. One of these coins could already be in your drawer, waiting to transform someone's life. Welcome back to OldCoin Secrets. Coin number 1, 1918-7D Overdate Buffalo Nickel. One coin that was never supposed to exist. Most people believe rare coins are rare because they are old. But the truth is far more interesting. Some coins are rare because they were mistakes, accidents that slipped through the system, survived circulation, and quietly became legends. The 1918-7D Overdate Buffalo Nickel is one of those accidents. Not planned, not intentional, never meant to leave the mint. Yet today, it stands as one of the most valuable error coins in American history. And what makes it dangerous is that it still looks like an ordinary nickel to untrained eyes. A coin born from pressure, not perfection. The year was 1918. America was deep into World War I. Factories were under pressure. Mint workers were rushing. Speed mattered more than perfection. At the Denver Mint, coin dies were reused again and again to save time and resources. One die already carried the date 1917. Instead of destroying it, the mint did something risky. They punched a new date, 1918, directly over the old one. But they didn't erase the past properly. And that's where history changed. Beneath the 8 of 1918, the curve of a 7 still remained, invisible to most, obvious to experts. Thus the 1918-7D Overdate was born. Why this Buffalo Nickel is different from all others. At first glance, it looks like any Buffalo Nickel. A strong Native American portrait, a powerful buffalo standing firm, 5 cents of face value. But once you know where to look, you can never unsee it. The ghost of 1917 hides beneath 1918. This is not wear. This is not damage. This is a mint error locked into metal forever. Collectors don't just like this coin. They hunt it. The detail that separates pocket change from a fortune. The overdate is subtle, and that's what makes it dangerous. You'll find it inside the bottom loop of the 8 as a sharp diagonal line, clear under magnification. Most people miss it. That's why some of these coins sat in jars, passed through hands, was spent like normal money while carrying 5-figure to 6-figure value. Why collectors obsess over this coin? This coin hits every collector trigger. Early Buffalo Nickel era, famous and dramatic mint era, Denver Mint rarity, extremely limited surviving examples, massive price jumps by grade. But here's the most important part. Even damaged or worn examples are valuable. That almost never happens in coin collecting. Survival is the real rarity. Buffalo Nickels were not gentle coins. They were used daily, carried in pockets, exposed to wear fast. Dates disappeared quickly. Now combine that with a rare overdate, a single mint location, over 100 years of circulation, and suddenly survival itself becomes rare. High-grade survivors, almost mythical. Market value, the part that shocks people. 1918-7D Overdate Buffalo Nickel. Now let's talk numbers. Real collector money, not hype. Heavily worn, good, very good. $900, $2,500, even flat, even ugly, still valuable. Fine to very fine, $2,500, $6,000. Clear overdate, strong demand, easy resale, extremely fine. Kef, $10,000, $18,000. Now we enter serious collector territory. About uncirculated AU, $25,000, $45,000 plus. Few exist. Competition is brutal. Mint State MS, $350,000 to over. $750,000 plus. Yes, some examples have sold for more than supercars, luxury SUVs, downtown apartments in some countries. This is not spare change. This is portable wealth. Why prices keep exploding? 3 reasons. 1. No new discoveries. Every example is already out there. No more can ever be made. 2. Registry set wars. Top collectors compete for the best graded coins. They don't negotiate, they outbid. 3. Error coins are global. Even non-US collectors chase this coin. Error rarity speaks every language. The most dangerous part. You could miss one. Because this coin is small, looks normal, requires knowledge. Someone without experience could hold a $20,000 coin and think it's junk. That has happened before, more than once. How people accidentally lose fortunes. Many 1918 Buffalo Nickels were cleaned, destroying value, were damaged, were spent. A cleaned mint state coin can lose tens of thousands instantly. Knowledge is money in this hobby. Why this coin is a legend, not just rare. Most rare coins are rare because few were made. This one is rare because it should not exist. It survived mistakes, time, and wear. It escaped destruction. That's why collectors don't just call it rare. They call it iconic. Final message. The 1918 7D Overdate Buffalo Nickel teaches one brutal lesson. The most valuable things don't always look valuable. Sometimes they're small. Sometimes they're worn. Sometimes they hide in plain sight. And sometimes they change lives. Coin number 2, 1915S Buffalo Nickel. The rare coin that hides its power. Some rare coins announce themselves loudly. They shine. They look perfect. They demand attention. The 1915S Buffalo Nickel does the opposite. It stays quiet. It blends in. And that's exactly why it fools people. To the average eye, it's just an old nickel. Worn, ordinary, unimpressive. But to serious collectors, this coin is a silent heavyweight of American numismatics. A coin whose value doesn't come from a mistake, but from survival. Born in a mint that didn't care about collectors. In 1915, the San Francisco Mint was not thinking about future collectors. Coins were tools, not treasures. They were struck quickly, used heavily, and replaced without emotion. The Buffalo Nickel design, while stunning, was fragile. High points wore down fast. Dates disappeared. Details faded. And San Francisco strikes were known for being weakly struck, making sharp examples even rarer. The result? Most 1915S Buffalo Nickels never had a chance to survive in high condition. Why this Buffalo Nickel is different. Collectors don't chase the 1915S because it's flashy. They chase it because it's an early series coin. It comes from a low-output mint. It's notoriously hard to find with detail. High-grade examples almost never appear. This coin becomes dangerous when condition improves. A small upgrade in grade doesn't add a little value. It multiplies it. The details that separate $50 from $50,000. On this coin, collectors examine everything. The buffalo's horn, often flat or missing. The Native American's hair braid. The strength of the date. Surface originality. Cleaning destroys value. Most examples fail immediately. That's why a clean, sharp 1915S feels almost unreal when you see one. Why collectors compete aggressively. The Buffalo Nickel series is one of the most collected U.S. coin series ever. But not all dates are equal. The 1915S creates pressure because set builders need it. High-grade supply is nearly exhausted. Registry collectors fight over upgrades. Once a strong example enters a private collection, it may not return to the market for decades. Survival is the true rarity. Millions were struck, but almost all were destroyed by circulation. That's the trap most people fall into. They see mintage numbers and think common. Collectors know better. They ask, how many survived in collectible condition? For the 1915S, the answer is painfully few. Market value, real numbers collectors pay. 1915S Buffalo Nickel. Now let's talk money. Today's market, not old price guides. Good, G4. $25. 45s. Worn flat, still collectible. Fine, F12. Under 20, 220. Clear date, steady demand. Very fine, VF20. 350, 700. Now scarcity begins to show. Extremely fine, XF40. 1 to 800, 3500. Serious collector territory, about uncirculated AU. $6,000, $12,000. Few exist. Fast sales. Mint state, MS. $30,000 to over $150,000. Top grade coins have sold for prices comparable to luxury cars. And demand keeps rising. Why values keep climbing. 3 unstoppable forces drive this coin upward. 1, condition pressure. Collectors upgrading sets will pay whatever it takes. 2, aging supply. Every year, fewer high-grade examples exist. 3, series popularity. Buffalo Nickels never go out of style. This is not a trend coin. It's a foundation piece. Could one still be hiding? Yes, and that's the scary part. Many sit in old albums, family estates, inherited collections, unchecked storage boxes. Most owners never check mint marks. Most never grade condition. One careful inspection can change everything. The biggest mistake people make. Cleaning. A cleaned 1915S. Buffalo Nickel can lose 70–90%. of its value instantly. What looks shiny to beginners looks damaged to professionals. Knowledge is protection. Why this coin matters. The 1915 Buffalo Nickel proves something powerful. Rarity is not always dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's worn, sometimes it waits patiently. And when the right collector recognizes it, the price explodes. This coin doesn't shout. It doesn't beg for attention, but in the right condition. The 1915 Buffalo Nickel becomes one of the most respected and valuable nickels ever made. A silent legend. Coin number 3, 1920 Buffalo Nickel. A nickel that can change a collector's life. At first glance, it's easy to dismiss. Just another Buffalo Nickel. Just another 5-cent coin. But the 1920 Buffalo Nickel is far from ordinary. It carries a story of survival, scarcity, and unexpected fortune. To the casual observer, it's worn, muted, almost forgettable. To the collector, it's a hidden gem, a coin that can turn a small investment into tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes more. This is not just a coin. It's history frozen in metal, a treasure hiding in plain sight, born in a time of recovery. The year was 1920. World War I had ended 2 years earlier. The U.S. economy was recovering, but coin production was far from perfect. The Denver Mint, responsible for striking the D mint mark coins, had a reputation for lower output compared to Philadelphia. And for Buffalo nickels, that meant scarcity began at the mint. Millions of nickels were produced, but few would survive in high-grade condition. Most were spent immediately. Most wore smooth in pockets, trains, and cash registers. Why the 1920 stands out. Collectors don't chase this coin because it's flashy. They chase it because it's an early Denver strike, which is less common. Most coins were heavily circulated, reducing survival in good condition. A sharp example is extremely rare. It is a key date for completing Buffalo nickel collections. Even coins that look ordinary may carry a hidden premium if certain details survive. The key collector features. Every 1920 Buffalo nickel is inspected carefully. The buffalo's horn and shoulders, the Native American's hair braid and feather detail, the date and D mint mark, surface quality and patina. Why? Because these details separate a $50 coin from a $50,000 coin. Collectors pay attention to every small difference. Even slight wear can reduce value dramatically. But an uncirculated or lightly circulated example becomes a life-changing find. Market value, collector numbers. 1920 Buffalo Nickel. The value of a 1920 depends on condition, rarity, and demand. Good G4. $25, $50. Fine. F12. Under 200. Very fine. VF20. 300. 600. Extremely fine. XF40. 1,500. 3,000. About uncirculated AU. 5,000. 10,000. Mint state MS. $25,000 to $70,000 plus. Top-grade examples are often worth more than luxury cars at auction. Collectors pay for scarcity, history, and survival, not just face value. Why collectors chase it? The 1920 remains highly sought after for several reasons. Early Denver strike scarcity, Buffalo Nickel series popularity, limited high-grade survivors, registry set competition among collectors. Once a high-grade 1920 hits the market, bidding wars often occur and prices can escalate quickly. Could one be out there? Absolutely. Many 1920 nickels sit undiscovered. Old coin albums, family collections, estate lots, forgotten jars. Most people overlook the D mint mark or fail to notice slight details. A coin that looks ordinary to an untrained eye could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Collector warnings. The biggest mistakes. Cleaning the coin removes patina and reduces value drastically. Damaging edges or surfaces instantly lowers collector appeal. Ignoring small mint marks, a Denver strike is worth more than Philadelphia for this year. Knowledge separates ordinary holders from those who discover a treasure. Why this coin is legendary. The 1920 Buffalo Nickel is more than metal. It survived heavy circulation. It survived the test of time. It's a symbol of rarity and persistence. Collectors don't just pay for a coin. They pay for history, scarcity, and potential future value. Closing thought. The 1920 Buffalo Nickel proves one truth. Even the most ordinary-looking coins can hold extraordinary value. It's small.
It's 5 cents.
It's been overlooked for decades, and yet, to the right collector, it can be worth a fortune. So now you know the truth. Tiny coins, almost invisible, that survived over a century of wear and history, could be worth enough to buy a mansion. What you've seen today is more than pocket change. It's hidden wealth, quietly sitting in drawers, jars, and forgotten collections. Imagine holding one of these coins in your hand, knowing that what looks ordinary to everyone else is actually extraordinary. The question is, will you take a closer look at your own collection, or will these treasures remain someone else's fortune? Remember, one coin is all it takes to change everything. If you love this journey into hidden wealth, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because you never know what hidden treasure will reveal next. Stay curious, stay observant, and keep your eyes open. History may be waiting in the palm of your hand.